So I've never really been down below 15% body fat before, and now I want to achieve that goal for the first time in my life. I will be beginning the cut now, and this is the plan of what I'm going to do in my cut. There will be three main focuses in this cut that I will talk about in this video. For those who don't know me, my name's Jordan, and I love food, and now I just really want to cut down to that below 15% body fat that I really want, and I'm going to do that with these three things that I'm going to talk about. This video will be the beginning of a series about sharing my experience with my cut and updating you all on how it's going and what I am doing. Now, without further ado, let's get into the first thing. So thing number one is a calorie deficit, and let's be honest, everyone kind of knows it these days that you have to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. So my number one thing will always be to make sure that I'm in a calorie deficit. Now for me, I'm going to be using the app MacroFactor for this. I just find for me that that's the app that works the best and that I enjoy the most. So I will be using MacroFactor to track all my macros. I've been using it for a few years now, and I just enjoy it, and I like it, and I like the way it's laid out, and it's just easy to use. However, you can use other apps if you'd like. There's tons of other options that you can choose from, and if you want to use those, go ahead. I have no affiliation with MacroFactor. It's just the one I personally use and the one that I've enjoyed the most. So there's not much more to say about this. Most people know these days that you're going to need to be in a calorie deficit, and that's always going to be the number one thing that I need to make sure that I'm doing. So the second thing that I'm going to be focusing on is making sure that I'm getting 10,000 steps a day. The reason for this is that just having that increase in NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, will just make sure that I'm burning more calories throughout the day and that I'm not just sitting around and kind of just being lazy that day, that I'm actually getting up and moving and that I'm burning calories throughout the day. There is no magical thing about 10,000 steps. I just have done it in the past with some of my previous cuts, and I found it worked pretty well and that I could eat quite a bit of food while still losing weight. And I personally would rather increase my activity rather than cut more food in a cut, just because I love food and I'm not willing to give that up. And because of that, I'm just going to make sure that I get around 10,000 steps a day now. I personally won't be so anal about it. If I get only, say, 9,000 steps, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm kind of going to aim between 8,000 to 12,000 a day. And as long as I'm in that range, then I'm doing all right. I don't want to be too, particular about what I need. I just want to make sure that I'm getting enough steps in the day to make sure that I'm burning those calories outside of my regular workouts. And the third and final thing, of course, is going to be a good lifting and cardio plan. I've been working out now for 5+ years. However, I won't say that I've been working out optimally, but I definitely have experience with lifting. I kind of have been focusing more on increasing the intensity. I'm sure if you look back on some of my old stuff when I was a couple of years ago, I probably wasn't working as hard as I should have been. So I really want to make sure that I'm pushing myself because I want to maintain as much muscle as possible while I'm in my cut. And then from there, I also want to add in cardio because walking up the stairs can be hard, and I definitely want to make sure that my cardiovascular health is good. So I really want to have a good cardiovascular plan. I'm thinking about 2 to 3 times a week I will be doing cardio. On top of 5 days a week I will be lifting, and then between that and the calorie deficit and making sure that I'm getting enough steps, I should be able to hit my goal of getting below 15% body fat. I'm kind of aiming for around 12%. That's kind of where I think the best position is for me. I think I'd look good, but I also wouldn't feel like trash and out of energy. So that's kind of my goal going into the summer. So that's it for this short video. I just want to quickly go over my plan. I don't really have a time frame. It's going to take me as long as it takes me. Obviously, the less time, the better. I don't want to be in a cut for very long. As you saw in the beginning of the video, that I am not that far off. I didn't really gain too much weight, from when I finished my last cut, so I really don't need to drop as much. If you want to follow along, please feel free to follow along. Subscribe if you want. I will be posting. Honestly, if it was me, I hope to post daily, but I don't know if that's going to happen with my life. But that's kind of my plan, to do a daily update and then see where we can go from there.